clutch management systems and things to try to make a little more power. We're all limited to what we can do, but it's just how you finesse it and how you get it to get down that racetrack. And I think that we learned a lot in the test session here in Phoenix a few weeks ago or a month ago now, and I think that given the conditions that we may have on Sunday with the possibility of rain Saturday and then cooler temperature Sunday, I think that the fans are definitely going to get some good head-to-head racing. That's going to be some throwdown times. I mean, I think that you may have 3 or 4 rounds in the 60s.
Well, all that being said, we got it's cloudy today, a little bit cooler. We got kind of breezy. Tomorrow's supposed to be rain. I mean, is all this weather, does any of it affect you guys in your approach to the weekend?
Yeah, it changes everything that we do. I mean, we have onboard monitoring systems to monitor the weather. We monitor the track temps. We keep track of everything that's going on. So it'll be tricky. I think that we have enough data here from years past that we'll have something to go off of on Q1. And then after that, you just need to make a good representative run. That way you set yourself up for a good position in Q2 to go out there, be back of the pack, and really try to stand on it. We need to try to go number 1 today. Depending on what the weather does tomorrow, you may not have an opportunity.
So switching gears here a little bit, we talked plenty of NHRA, but I know you got some big news. Looks like you're gonna be doing a little bit of cake testing here in the next week, man. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, I got informed of that just earlier today that I got a cake testing on Tuesday. So I got engaged over the off season, and it's a really neat opportunity to marry my best friend. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a lot of fun. I've been giving everybody a little bit of a joke and saying that I've been working my butt off preparing for a wedding, which I haven't done anything. So
at least you're honest.
Yeah, I did my part. I asked her to marry me. Now she can handle the rest. But it'll be fun, and I'm looking forward to it, and we'll get that done here pretty quick.
So looking forward to this season. Obviously, you guys missed the opening round. Man, we're just kind of getting fired up. I know NHRA is a weird one where we got a couple of weeks where you run an event, get some time off, run an event, and then we hit that summer stretch, man, and it's a grind every single day. How you guys gearing up for that?
I don't know if you gear up for it or you just get ready to endure it, because the summer months we typically have 9 races in 11 weeks, and it's grueling. And so when you're on the road that much, you really appreciate the first part of the season where you have a couple weeks off and are not back-to-back every weekend. But I think that, more fans will be able to come out during the summer months and enjoy the races. So I think that's why they do it. But it definitely is grueling on us teams that travel the road.
Well, and, I think, one thing I've always liked, too, you're telling me you guys are firing on all cylinders there at Capco and Kilgore, too.
Yeah, business is doing really well right now. This is typically our slow time of year. But we've been able to stay, fortunately busy throughout the winter months, and it's not cold there. It's cool, but it's wet and muddy, so it's been some difficult working conditions. And all those guys that are working day in and day out to keep us out here, we're ever so grateful for them. And hopefully I can go home with a Wally to just show them a little bit of the love for the support they give us.
So the most important question of the day, how the hell was the hunting this winter?
Man, the hunting was pretty good. I didn't harvest anything, but I definitely hid out for a few weeks and didn't see anybody. So I enjoyed it, and I think the older you get, you realize that when you do harvest an animal, all the work starts then. So I've kind of diverted my attention from just harvesting animals to watching them. But I enjoyed the time off. We have a place down in South Texas, and we're able to get away, and I think now the phone may actually work, but I still tell everybody it doesn't, and I go there and turn it off and hide.
It's funny you say that, because we go up a place in northern Arizona, same thing. We've always told everybody for years, and I guess I'm throwing myself under the bus here, but yeah, there's no cell service, You just turn the thing off and pretend like there's not. Well, there's actually really good cell service. Now there's actually internet up there, with 3G, but we're still telling everybody, no, it don't work out.
It doesn't work. It's this phone I have doesn't work. Maybe yours does, but mine doesn't. So yeah, that's how you get away, and sometimes that's what you need to recharge and just get your batteries back going, because between work, between racing, and just living a hectic schedule, sometimes you just need to get away.
So, what's the approach here? You and Billy, you end up lining up against each other, say in one of the opening rounds or something like that. What's What's the approach here? It's gloves off always with you two, right?
There is no different approach with my dad than there is with anybody. I'm here to chop his head off and win the race and talk trash to him all the way home, because unlike the other opponents that we race out here and we go back to being friends, I live across the street, I work with Billy every day, and the trash talk just doesn't go away. So whoever wins has bragging rights until the next time. So if I pair up with BT in the other lane, it's bare knuckles brawl.
It's a must win, right?
It's a must win situation.
All right, thanks a lot, Steve. Always fun having you on the show, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Mr. Steve Torrance, always fun catching up with him. Like I said, one of my dear friends, one of my best friends in the NHRA, him and Antron Brown. Just amazing people. And, we're going to shift gears, though. Mint 400, Matt Martelli up after this here on the General Tire Down and Dirty Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Whether you're looking for a tire that balances high-performance responsiveness and traction in wet and light snow conditions, excellent handling and traction in wet and dry conditions, or a summer performance tire designed with the driving enthusiast in mind, General Tire has you covered. From the all-new G-Max RS to the Grabber ATX, no matter what you drive, General Tire will get you where you're going. Learn more at GeneralTire.com. General Tire, cruising with the Down and Dirty Radio Show since 2012. Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle and Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
You're listening to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. All killer and no filler.
Welcome back to the General Tire Down and Dirty Show, powered by Polaris RZR. I'd like to welcome my brother Matt Martelli to the line, who is getting ready to head to his new home in Las Vegas for the next couple of weeks. We got the Mint 400. We're about 1 week out from that, Matt, and I know you've kind of become like a pseudo-Vegas transplant, I think, at this point, dude.
Yeah, it's definitely my second home, and, it's great. I love that town, man. I love the history of Vegas. The people are awesome, and you know me, dude. I navigate by food, so there's killer restaurants there too. So kind of got the best of everything.
You mentioned old Vegas, you know what I mean, and like the history of that city. It's one thing I like. Well, not only about Vegas, because there's some rad history there, but the Mint. You want to talk about an event like that, and I look at that, and I mean, that's one of the. I guess you talk about legacies in motorsports, and I mean, it's definitely got to be a top 5 in this country as far as I'm concerned. As far as motorsports events, it's a Indy, Daytona, Pikes Peak. I got to think you talk about legacies in motorsports in this country. The Mint 400 to me has got to rank right up there in maybe the top 5 or 6. And you guys have been. It's not all forward looking. You guys always nod back to the history of the event, and you bring in some of the past people that have been a part of it. You play up the history of the event. I think that's what makes things special. I mean, things down on Fremont, the whole old Vegas feel, like it's been really rad that you guys have been able to modernize an event that's got a legacy like it is, but still stay true to the roots, Yeah,
no, absolutely. I think it's one of the top 3 motorsports events in the country because, it is the Great American Off-Road Race. I mean, this started, the first race officially was in 1968, but in 1967, the founders sent 2 buggies from Las Vegas over to Reno as a publicity stunt, and that's what spawned this race. Is that was so successful that the very next year we were racing pretty much simultaneously with the birth of the Baja 1000. So, for us, it's really cool that we get the opportunity to carry the history of this race forward and to really curate it and shepherd it. But, man, I love the history, and we keep the guys who did the race and were who raced in the race previously, close, because they're all part of this. They're part of the DNA of not just the Mint, but the Mint really spawned off-road culture globally.
Oh, it definitely did. I mean, you know, you even got the Hollywood ties and things like that. I mean, there's been movies kind of, you know, about the event and around the event. And I mean, it's just, you know, I know you guys had Bryce Menzies not too long ago on the show, and we were talking about things, but, you know, he's an NFL player, retired. He said, well, they go, what are you going to do in retirement? He goes, I want to go to the Mint 400. You know, I like, to me, it's got that feel like people, all these mainstream celebrities, athletes, personalities, you know, they all want to come to the Mint at some point, you know, and it's become a bucket list thing. It's like a rite of passage almost.
Yeah, no, that was really cool, and that was Kyle Long, who, you know, said that in an interview, and of course our Google alerts blew up, and all of our friends started sending us screen grabs of different social media that had picked it up. So we reached out to him, and, you know, he was super stoked, and we actually took him for a ride in Bryce's brand new Mason four-wheel drive trophy truck, and, you know, he was blown away, as he should be. I mean, that's one of 7 of those trucks that's ever been built, and, you know, it's you know, like I always say, more people on outer trucks, so it's a very, very special thing. But yeah, you know, I think that's one of the cool things about the legacy of the Mint 400 is it's always had actors and athletes and musicians involved in it, and, you know, and we want to continue to carry that forward. I mean, because it just helps all of us. Bringing attention to off-road racing benefits the little guys as well, because it brings more business into off-road racing in the form of sponsorship support. It brings more fans and more eyeballs. And that's good. It's actually really important to us as we, you know, operate forward and have to fight for our open lands. It gives us some horsepower to turn back on, you know, the government and other people who we have to work with to keep these lands open. So, you know, if we continue to grow and we're high profile, we'll be in good shape. But if we, you know, if we slack, you know, it's going to be a problem. But, you know, fortunately, you know me, dude, we only have one way, and it's full throttle. It's, you know, shift it into 4th gear and drop the hammer and let's go.
Well, you know, let's go. We're right out a week out. I can't even say a week out at this point because festivities kick off really Wednesday there at the Mint. But, man, I mean, you know, you want to talk about full throttle. The next week ahead is definitely going to be full throttle. I know, you know, things a little bit different. You guys have added some stuff. Obviously, I'm just looking at the schedule, Matt. There's not a day that goes by that there isn't something massive. You start Wednesday with a parade. They're on Fremont. I mean, Thursday there's qualifying. We've got, Thursday evening. We've got, you know, the Pit Crew Challenge. You know, you move into racing on Friday. I mean, Friday and Saturday racing, I know you guys changed those a little bit, but it actually is going to make for longer races, which I think all the racers are going to like, man. It's full throttle all week long, something for everybody every single day, throwing a bunch of kids and youth racing, man. It's a packed week.
Yeah, I mean, that was our goal, and is to continue to fill the schedule and include as many racers and fans as we can. So yeah, you're right. I mean, it starts Wednesday with the parade down Las Vegas Boulevard, which is going to be awesome. We've got Jesse Hughes with you know, with his motorcycle. He's going to lead the actual race. Jesse is the lead singer of Eagles of Death Metal, who are going to be playing on Thursday night after the Pit Crew Challenge, a giant free concert. It's going to be awesome. So, you know, he's going to be alongside our Grand Marshal, Bruce Myers, which is, you know, really cool. Bruce is a friend of mine, and, you know, obviously he's known for inventing the Myers Manx and winning the Baja 1000 overall in that vehicle. So he's pretty much the godfather of off-road culture. It's like when you think about driving down the beach in your buggy with your blonde next to you and your surfboards, he's the one who created that dream. So I'm pretty excited to have him with us. And, you know, he's 91 years young. So it's pretty cool that, you know, he's willing to come out and really just party with us.
Yeah, well, and that's, you talk Bruce Myers, and I'm not saying the sport of off-road wouldn't have at some point happened. But without Bruce Myers, man, I got to tell you, the landscape, especially in the early years, would have been drastically different. That's rad to have a guy like that back, man. I mean, anybody that's old school off-road or that really loves and cares about the history of the sport, I mean, Bruce Myers, man, he's as legend as they come.
Yeah, I mean, he was